Is that
Yes!
like a work of art?
I've
That
seen
was-
this person at Costco.
So I'm just looking at his like wiki page because I can't remember why he's gay.
Hey, little mama, what you doing over there? Who that in the back? Who that in the back?
You can't show this in your video. And no intro, it looks like it's just raw dog and gay people.
What a strange thing to cut to with no context.
Man.
Okay, so hopefully I can edit this quickly. It is currently June, the funny gay month. So I wanted to do funny gay video for funny gay month. There's not a lot of queer content in the Gacha community, so I figured, I've got a YouTube channel, make it myself. So I scoured the ends of the earth and found all 3 Gacha characters who are canonically queer. I've got a couple people from a bunch of different games, from a bunch of different like genders and sexualities and stuff. Our first character is
Thanks for
Scavenger
knowing that.
from Arknights.
Okay. Wait, that's really cool.
And
That's sick, actually.
I did the gloves that I don't think I've ever seen even on like a fashion model. Like, they wear some weird shit, and somehow I've never seen that.
Yeah. So in her backstory, it says that she was married to another woman who died as her like sort of call to adventure. So she's both a lesbian and a tragic lesbian. Also got her upgraded version.
Ooh!
So this is after the second wife dies.
Presumably.
Love when they give a character a landscape.
Woman with an axe for the win.
True.
Is that the same sword she had earlier that's like buried in the background and all
I
rusted?
think it looks like it.
Yeah, because it's got the chain on the end.
Yeah. I will say, like, a lot of these games I'm not super familiar with, so some of these characters is also my first time seeing them.
That's fine. Most games aren't familiar with gay people.
Yeah. That's the other thing, is when I was doing research, obviously a lot of these games are from, like, East Asia, so China, Japan, and South Korea are kind of like the big places that make a lot of these. And especially, like, China has a lot of, like, regulations on queer representation, which is why, even at the best of times, is very heavily implied than anything else. Next is Yumi from Nikke.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You showed us
Our
her.
queen. I didn't know
Yeah.
she was LGBTQ, BBQ, LGBT.
So I haven't seen her personal story, so I don't know if she's romantically interested in the player character, which is why I'm putting her in the lesbian section. But I do know she is the dom to another Nikke who's also a girl, which is why I'm putting her here.
So while looking for more stuff to work with for the video, I found that Yumi has several voice lines that show she has a sexual attraction to the commander, so she's probably bi or pansexual.
These feelings, they're different than what I have with Mihara. You pique my curiosity, Commander. I want to repay you. What will it be? Handcuffs or the whip? Can I whip you? Pretty please? If you want to have a good time, come find me at the bar.
However, I'm too lazy to restructure the video. Also, there's this official art from in-game that shows Yumi and Mihara being very good friends, maybe even roommates, and totally nothing else.
That is kind of good.
And it's
Cool.
like, it's never stated that they're in like a relationship, but like,
Heavily implied. It's
Yeah.
in the subtext.
it's not
It's
even
in the
sub.
fine print.
It's not even subtext. It's like title text.
It's in the
It's-
header.
I mean, like, I think it's mentioned that Yumi walks the other girl around on a chain and leash, so take that as
That
you
could
will.
be platonic. Could be platonic.
Friends do that. Okay, who's the next? What's the next picture?
Next up,
She's gay?
next up is
Wait,
Bianca
she's from,
from
Guardian
Guardian
Tales.
Tales. Yeah,
I don't think
she
I ever
is.
got her, so I wouldn't know.
Mhm. I think it's in the event story that she was introduced in. You're basically helping to run a succubus cafe, and the person who's helping run the cafe, who's another player character named Yuza, she's like, "Oh, we need to get endorsements and stuff. Go talk to this rich lady. I know." And you get there, and Bianca's being all tsundere and like, "Oh, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't, because I'm rich. I can do whatever I want." and then as you're leaving her house, you find a secret room, and you go in, and the room is just covered from floor to ceiling with posters of Yuza.
Oh my god. Just as
I
bad
love
as any
women who
gamer
can't-
boy.
Express their emotions in a healthy way.
Yeah.
We love women.
I just saw Henry's like shocked face when the picture showed up.
Yeah,
And he was
I
talking, but he was just sitting there.
first of all, the proportions really are unlike anything Homo
No,
sapien.
You were there for the Nikke reaction. They're not. I'm trying to think, is that like faux leggings with full boots over them? Or are they shorts that are just at a really awkward height?
I think it's the former.
Can you imagine the sensation of having like full tights with full skin tight boots over them?
I like Bianca. I'm started my channel with Guardian Tales content, so I'm always happy to mention it.
Circle
Yeah.
back.
So
Go
next
back
up,
to you.
I don't actually know.
Yo!
Horatia from Horatia probably from Arknights, and her wife Clementia.
Is that
Yes!
like a work of art?
Let me
I
see.
need to know the artist for these characters.
They're women, of course they're works of art.
Thanks.
So let me
6'1" and single, by the way. I drive a Lambo.
I've met you.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen you.
Yeah, and you've seen my Lambo.
They're
Love
gorgeous.
this character design. This is stunning.
It's such a beautiful combination of, like, these flowy robes and then just these, like, sharp metal edges.
Yeah. So apparently she's based off of an oarfish.
What? Okay, I see it in the crest. Is she like super tall or something?
Look at her. Of course she is.
So I put out a Tumblr post a while ago, like at the start of the month, that just like asking people for suggestions, and I expected to get like maybe one mention, and it ended up getting like 45 comments of people suggesting characters. Apparently, because this is Horatia and this is Clementia, and let me just check.
Gorgeous.
Oh, and look at her rings.
Yeah. Well, we know who's the bottom in this marriage.
She's based
Never
off of a
mind.
manta ray.
Period.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
So Horatia and Clementia are two one-off characters from an event, apparently.
That's so sad.
They're both older women in positions of power. One of them, I think, Horatia has an adult daughter. From what I've been told, in the event, there's a scene of them, like, of a bunch of people talking, like, making a plan in a meeting or something like that. And then everyone leaves the meeting except for Horatia and Clementia. Horatia says, "We're finally alone, my little stingray." And then Clementia says, "Please don't call me that at work."
That's pretty
That's
good
gay.
confirmation of gay.
That's gay. Yeah.
So yeah,
I thought you were about to say something crazy.
that'll come next soon.
Oh, that hair is gorgeous.
This is Kupitan from Granblue Fantasy, which will come up a lot. This is another event story, where she canonically kisses another girl, Bizetta.
Okay, you didn't have to tell me that this one's gay.
Yeah, no, I've
That
seen
was-
this person at Costco.
That was about to be the exact same example I used was Costco.
Yeah, because we saw the same person.
Oh,
Because we were there
they
at
were
the same
stocking the
time.
deli aisle.
Yeah, they were getting a bulk order of Reese's Puffs and Celsius at Costco, and they were dressed exactly like this. And they said, "I love Mother Mother," and I said, "Oh, I'm sure."
I love that outfit. It's like ugly,
Yeah.
but in a beautiful way.
It's like it's just very crust punk almost, which I love.
Yeah,
That's a new one.
They are cute together.
Kupitan and Tristana.
very Marceline and Bubblegum.
Yeah.
Ah, I can see it.
For reasons that I'm sure have nothing to do with the male gaze, the majority of queer characters I could find were lesbians. I think there's one more that so like
I'm sure
I'm probably
it
just gonna
means
like
nothing.
throw onto the screen all the honorable mention lesbians that everyone suggested, because there was way more
We
than
better see
would
Kiana
fit.
there. We better see Kiana and May.
One more
No.
lesbian, which is
Oh no, I know this one.
Aishi from Genshin Impact.
Before you go any more into this, just be aware that you can also just put text on screen and not have to say her dialogue.
What do you mean?
Ningguang, if you haven't played Genshin, Ningguang's like the CEO girl boss of high fantasy China. She literally owns a floating mansion in the sky and surrounds herself with beautiful women to do all of her paperwork and stuff, including Beiju. So she's also one of Ningguang's assistants.
Living the dream.
And the reason she's on this list is because she has a very particular voice line that I will now be doing a dramatic reading of.
Oh my god, this is even better that you're going to be reading it. Yes. Let me get my headphones on. Surround sound, bass boosted, get into it.
That gorgeous phoenix sash, woven from gold thread, then that figure-hugging silk dress, and last but not least, the lace lingerie. Oh my. Can't you see that I'm busy picturing, picking out clothes for Lady Ningguang? I have no idea what you're talking about. I am simply devoted to Lady Ningguang's image, that's all. It's just that whenever I start thinking of Lady Ningguang's elegant form as she stands before the masses, or her silhouette as she changes her clothes, or her perfect body glistening like polished jade as she emerges from her bath. Oh my.
That?
Our Father who art in
First
heaven,
of all,
hallowed be thy
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Boots the house down as it is in heaven. Cause you ate that, actually. That was so sad that the Tonys are over, because that dramatic reenactment really is performance of the year.
So yeah, that's Baishi, and that's the edited list of lesbians for the list.
Let's go, lesbians, let's go.
Next up is the gays, and I'm very disappointed in the selection because I pretty much had to cheat by going to one character who isn't originally from a gacha game, and two characters who are from a gay dating sim. That's also a gacha game.
Oh, okay. I mean, that counts.
fair enough.
Yeah, it does count, but I could not find like a solid canon gay character from a gay specific game, which I'm very disappointed in.
Right.
But for starters, we have Leon from Fire Emblem. And I'm trying to remember why exactly he's gay. But
He looks like a page boy.
Yeah, he's got that homosexual twinkle about him.
Yeah.
so he's originally from...
Looks like he'd call me a name.
He looks like you wouldn't be friends.
No.
Sorry, I'm a lot less nice to men.
Yeah, I mean, that we don't deserve it.
So he first appeared in Fire Emblem Gaiden, and then later in its remake in Fire Emblem's Echoes Shadows of Valentia. And this version is specifically in Fire Emblem Heroes, which is the gacha game, sort of like crossover to the Fire Emblem. So I'm just looking at his wiki page because I can't remember why he's gay. And apparently in Gaiden he uses, in the Japanese version, he uses ore, which is masculine connotations. But then in the remake, the Echoes, he uses atashi, which has feminine connotations. This is off of the wiki. Leon is flamboyant and dramatic. He has a very close relationship to Valbar, describing him as his sworn brother and saying he will go wherever Valbar goes. In the remake,
That's homosexual
it is
language.
made clear Leon's attachment to Valbar is romantic, with Leon saying that women do not interest him and Valbar is all he needs. So yeah, he is canonically gay.
I really want to just clip the moment of you saying, I'm looking at the wiki because I'm trying to figure out why he's gay.
Valbar.
It could possibly be because he's from a place called Gaiden.
Yeah.
We could have a hint. Yeah, this is my buddy from I Kiss Men, Ohio. He's been looking at me funny the past couple times we hang out. I don't know why though.
Isn't that just
Fun fact, that's a real city.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Isn't that what's his face? Sappho's supposed husband?
No, literally.
Was it
From
like
the
his
island
name?
of Lesbos.
No, I think like her husband, who is like debated if you ever actually exist, because I think his name like translates roughly to like man from Penis Island or something like that.
Beautiful.
That's what they called me in high school.
I don't think they did.
No, you guys are the only ones I knew.
That's what I called you in high school.
That's
Okay.
a gay man.
So
I
next is
love
one of
that
the,
outfit.
so this is Quincy, one of the two characters from, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a gay gacha dating sim.
No, this is one of those guys that dances backup on RuPaul's Drag Race, like one of those shirtless guys that they just
I
have on
know
standby.
who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't have anyone specific in mind. It would just be a guy like
Just the
this.
guys.
I don't have a name, but I certainly have a face, and it's this one.
Yeah, he looks like a Quincy.
Yeah.
Who's the little guy on his shoulder?
I have no
That's his
idea. I've
husband.
never actually played the game.
Okay.
I know my sibling has, but I have not. My sibling who is neither gay or even interested in sex.
That's
Face.
real. That is the asexual agenda, to consume as much hypersexual / raunchy media as possible.
I always love like the lime green and black and gray color
Yeah,
combo.
it's a good color scheme.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of
It
M4.
It's so
I-
radioactive in like a good way.
Mm,
Like the Chernobyl dogs.
Yeah.
yeah, he's definitely my type.
Yeah. No, yeah.
New Carnival, that's what it was called. New Carnival. So the next character is also a character from that. And I figured, since I don't usually get the opportunity to show guy characters from Gacha games, that I should do something special. Especially considering we do see a lot of like very extreme outfits for female characters. So I figured we should get some equal opportunity. And this is Morve, also from New Carnival.
You can't show this in your video.
Oh my god. That's Lil Nas X!
I need to know how you're gonna show this in your video. Why are
I'm
his
sure it'll
toes
be
out?
fine.
Why are his toes and heels out?
Bro,
What is protecting the arch of your feet gonna do?
he looks like a gibbon. He looks like he's swinging from trees with those things. Damn. I've seen this guy at Pride. I'm typecasting him right now. 5'3". That's all I got, but he looks exactly like this.
5'3", calls everyone bitch and mostly women.
Yes, I know this trans boy. And despite the brotherhood, I fucking hate him. Undeniably sexy though. Everyone wants him.
I'm trying to understand the logistics, but I'm not sure I want to.
Does his stomach tattoo say something, or is it just a heart with little?
No, it's just a womb tattoo. So I'm looking up. I looked up his a womb tattoo. Take
I don't know
as
what
you
that
will.
means, so just move on.
I just looked up his wiki page. He is 5'7".
This is awful news
With
for
Doc Martens
the
on.
5'7" people. I'm not accepting this.
His other
We don't
names
want him
are
in the 5'7" group.
his other names are Dumbass Incubus, and
He's
also
really
when
funny.
I know this guy.
when I looked up his wiki page, one of the first images to pop up was him making a very suggestive face while blushing, which I will not be
Good
showing.
for him. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say to this. You think
know
he
him
wears this
first.
fit to Dairy Queen?
Oh, for sure.
100% he wears this fit to Dairy Queen, and he's sitting on his boyfriend's lap the whole time.
So unfortunately,
You're
that's
right,
all the gay characters I could find. Which means next is the
Lovely representation.
bisexuals.
How are you feeling, Bree? Ooh.
So next is Fjorm. I really like her, which is the only reason. Because one of my rules when I went in is that unless there was something else on top of that, if it's just a character who's attracted to the main character regardless of gender, I wasn't going to put them in. But I really like Fjorm, so I'm going to put her in as bisexual.
No,
Because it's
I love her.
It's heavily implied that she has romantic interest in the main character, who can be either male or female or non-binary depending on the player's choice.
I love that.
And
Yeah,
her
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 character
hair is
design
really
is
cute.
You know, I love the color choice.
Yeah. I don't want to say it looks very Valkyrie coded, since that's like such an overused thing for anyone feminine feathers, but it is.
I mean, she is Nordic.
She's an original character from Fire Emblem Heroes. Essentially, she is from a world that is like an ice world, essentially, but like a cool ice world. So less Hoth, more Disney Frozen, but cooler because it's Nordic instead of Danish or whatever. Norwegian, Swedish, I think. Oh god, I probably just pissed off just pissed off my one Baltic, or not Baltic. Well, now I've really pissed off my one Nordic.
Yeah, you keep them all memorized. You know all of
Scandinavian?
You know where they live.
Scandinavian viewer.
My Dutch, Baltic, Oh, I'm really in it now.
You're about to get one of the meanest hate comments you've ever received.
And you're gonna have to put it through Google Translate first.
I go, oh, that's where you're from.
Next up is Muhara, who, if we go back to Yumi, so she's Yumi's sub.
Oh, okay, T.
So yes, she is supposed to look like that. She is wearing that intentionally.
She's a brat, 100%.
Yeah.
The fit's on.
Well,
I'm
50%.
not going to give any opinions on the fit, but it's on.
And
I live.
The reason she's here is because, like I said, Yumi's her very obvious dom. But there's also, in her personal story, I think like Yumi's like on a business trip, or like Yumi's busy for whatever reason. And so the player character has to be her dom for the day, basically.
Oh my god!
She seems perfectly fine with, and the player character is canonically male.
Can you watch her while I go smoke?
Pretty much. I mean, it's literally just like, hey, I have a thing to do, can you walk the dog? The dog.
The dog in question, hey, can you walk the gimp?
Sir, that was the craziest thing I've heard tonight. That wasn't coming out of my mouth.
We ain't done. This feels like something Alaska or Violet Chachki would wear, with like the huge coat as a decoration, and then like the very intricate like spandex. I love this. It feels very drag.
Yeah.
The hair would be different, obviously. But... Whoa!
That's the next up.
Why are there so many like works of actual art?
Is another character from Granblue Fantasy, and this is Rosetta. And in like her character bio, under her likes, it says "beautiful people," parentheses, regardless of gender. And she's
I would wear that outfit.
And her like, because I think she's a healer, and when she heals people, she flirts with them, regardless of gender as well.
Love that.
So.
Wait, let me clarify. I would wear the shit out of that outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very you. I think that is you.
I can see
My
it.
hair's not that long.
Could be.
Well, you
ribbons.
also don't have tentacles, but like...
I think those are ribbons.
Those are ribbons, babe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Discord.
I haven't me spectacles.
Discord compression.
I haven't me spectacles.
For the viewers in the audience, I feel like I always forget to say this, but
For
like,
the folks in the back.
one, I have shit internet, and two, I'm just like streaming this on Discord. So if they ever like, if there's a moment where you're like, how can they not tell the obvious thing? Set the video to 144p and then try to identify it. And probably what's going on.
That's gorgeous.
There is like on her knife, there's like a rose in the pommel or the hilt, and then like thorns going up the side of the blade, which is cool.
It's like She-Ra.
Yeah, I don't really know much about Granblue, despite the fact that I played the fighting game a lot. I really want to get into it, but you have to use a VPN in order to. It's weird because all of, like the spin-off media is available in America, but the actual base game itself is region locked to Japan. So unless you use like a VPN to download it, you cannot play the American version or the base game for Granblue Fantasy, which is doubly weird because the base game has a full English translation built into the game, so it's like ready for global. But I think there was like. I think the company who makes it, Psy Games, who I've never played a Psy game I didn't like, has a lot of issues with global publishers. So, for whatever reason, they didn't publish this one abroad.
Gatekeeping all the hot gay women.
Exactly.
They're gay-keeping.
I love how near the bottom the flower petals look more like hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So next up is first trans character. This is
Yes!
Akiyama Mizuki, from, I can't remember the name, but it's a Hatsune Miku Gacha game.
Hell yeah. We love you, Miku.
And literally throughout my
Our
entire
pronouns are Hatsune.
throughout the entirety of my research, anytime I like looked up X Gacha gay ? I kept seeing this video pop up that was like, I'll link it somewhere and have it show up on the screen. But it was the best trans character that came from a Miku Gacha game or something like that. A really good video. Highly recommend you watch it. I'll link it in the description. But this is that character. And so I watched the video, and yeah, she is
So cutie.
very transcoded.
Is that a sucker or is that a beret?
Yeah, it looks like it's a lollipop.
That is too
Cute.
close to the hair. That is going to get stuck.
She's trying to pull it out of her bangs right now.
Yeah. I feel like I have a lot of dresses that look very similar.
Yeah. I feel like every time I do a video, you're always like, oh, I have that dress. Partially because you're a fashion icon.
That's true.
Thank
That
you.
is very, very
Because I don't
true.
throw out my old clothes.
Also real.
Her hair is really cute.
Yeah. Next one, I was really happy about this one because I was worried that there wouldn't be, but this is Logos from Arknights. And he is Transmask, which I'm really glad to see because, like, no Transmask characters anywhere. That drives me crazy, but yeah.
Hey,
That fit goes so hard.
hey, little mama, what you doing over there? Who that in the back? Who that in the back?
And so,
Even mentioning a trans-masculine, and I'm like, hey, sweetie, what? So you going somewhere tonight or what?
I will admit, it is a little bit of a stretch. This was another character that was recommended, and I can't remember if he was born into or adopted by essentially an all-female race, or like a race that like didn't necessarily have like an equivalent to a sexual or to a male gender or sexuality, and so essentially he grew up being treated as femme before like getting out into the real world and like realizing that he was masked, is my understanding. Like I said, there's so few trans-masked characters, I'm gonna fucking take it.
No, yeah, literally.
So our last trans character is Latvia, who is canonically trans femme from Grandblue Fantasy.
This is your counterpart.
I fucking love her. This is my wife.
True.
Girl, I got dibs.
And so,
I
Wait.
hate plants.
Broden, I think this
Get that out
is
of the
you.
way.
oh
I
god, I
need to get
wish.
that out of the way. The pants are disgusting.
This is you.
I think that's her name. I keep forgetting. I want to double check because I know that's also like very similar to a country name. And I want to make sure I'm not calling the entire
It is a
country.
country
Latvia
name.
is the country name.
Hi,
Latvia.
this is Great Britain.
Latvia, not Latvia.
Latvia.
Okay.
So I was calling the
This is
entire
my one
country
vocal
gay
viewer.
or trans. Anyway, she goes by she, her pronouns, and she's got like this whole like MMA theme to her, which is really awesome.
Hell yeah.
I'm
That code is
obsessed with
glorious.
I am obsessed with her. I love her.
I know.
She's amazing. And I need to see someone cosplay her right now.
You can probably Google it.
I'm afraid of what will come up. I'm gonna
Yeah, me
Google it.
too.
For the most part, I think the Granblue fantasy community is pretty good. Like I said, I think like half these characters are from Granblue, so you know, take that as you will.
The G in LGBT stands for Grandblue.
True. So next up is
Aww.
Mishima Yuki from World Flippers, which is the only
She's so cute!
the only ace character that I could find, or Arrow Ace.
It's adorable.
I love that.
And the person who recommended her said one of the characters accused her of being romantically involved with their mutual friends, which neither of them are actually dating. And Mishima says that she isn't interested in men or women. And later on in a different story, she asks some of the characters what it's like to like someone, like out of curiosity.
She's interested in the grind.
Yeah, which like, again, it's not as black and white as I'd like, but This is the best I could find. I'd say it's pretty close.
But I mean, like, even if it's not as black and white, like, it's, I think, a very valuable part of representation in media is the nuance of it.
Yeah.
Is that people can see themselves in it, even if it's not 100%. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Also, look, their background is very asexual, like the color scheme.
Oh yeah, it is. So speaking of Arrow Ace colors, because I was debating on whether or not to include them, because they're not from a Gacha game, and they're also real people, but they are very much part of the anime community. But there's two VTubers who have both come out as various forms of Arrow Ace, and one of them, their colors is literally the asexual flag colors. So this is Rin Penrose, and she's awesome.
I like that.
I like her a lot. She's cool.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, I'd wear the fit.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially
trying
the
to get
shorts.
a gander at the pins. Love the pins.
And she's obsessed with blowhage, however you want to call it.
Oh, the shark.
Yeah. The IKEA shark. She's cool. She's a real person. And then, very coincidentally, because like a lot of VTubers will get their like model commissioned from someone, and then that will become their VTuber model is kind of the community name for it. And so, the person who designed and made the model for Rin also made the model for another VTuber from Hololive, which is GG Morin, who, like very recently as of recording, also came out as asexual.
Period!
With them. So
Yo!
that's also cool.
Hell yeah. This is who I want to be.
Yeah. The
Not
little,
not like the person, but like
The vibe.
big awesome metal fists.
Yeah.
the little hole for the hair, that's...
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Obsessed
I think
with
it's
that
supposed to be-
cowlick.
I do love a big fucking zipper.
Quick honorable mentions, because there's not a lot of Arrow Ace representation right now.
Yeah.
Next is non-binary and agender. So this is the Damatsi cluster from Arknights, who is also plural.
Oh,
That's a
period.
gorgeous design.
Yeah.
That really is a gorgeous.
Very paint-like.
In their bio says they don't have a gender, which is really cool. I wasn't expecting to get like agender, non-binary representation.
Yeah.
So I just gotta point out, their right arm is so hyperextended. That is backwards.
This is another zebra in our midst.
Yeah, no, it's the month after EDS month. We're too late. It's gay
No,
time now.
it's Pride Month. Do you know how many of us are HEDS and LGBTQ? The LGBTQ HEDS community.
Well, yeah, I see that arm.
Yeah.
That's one of us.
Know who you are.
Also, this is kind of a funny thing to say, but I mean this completely like non-sexually. I love their body type. I feel like you don't see this a lot in Gacha game, like the boxier kind of more rectangular person. Yeah.
Arknights is
I just
pretty
appreciate
good
that.
about that. I don't really know enough about Arknights to do like a full reaction video, but they're pretty good. For some reason, I only seem to play the problematic Gacha games.
Hey.
I feel like they'd move in claymation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Also from Arknights is Conviction, who their gender is listed as Conviction.
Love that.
That's adorable.
I love them. The peacock feathers. This is so cool. Now this has crazy non-binary energy. Sailor Moon, the series, has crazy non-binary energy. But I feel like they give like Sailor Neptune's little sibling or something like that. Like
I
Mini Moon.
see. That's a fun dress. I like that.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I love this character design. I don't
Yeah,
know what the
it's-
red cloak moment is.
Yeah.
It's just the inner lining of the cloak. The actual cloak is the
Teal yellow.
outer colors.
Yeah. And that is unfortunately it. I couldn't find anyone who was intersex or gender fluid. Were the big two that were missing, but
Well, they could be out there.
yeah.
I haven't seen this many hot gay people since we went to Chicago.
True.
I haven't seen this many hot gay people since we all hung out.
Also true.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have specified at the beginning. I'm queer.
Whoa! When were you gonna tell us? Why are you queer? I'm looking at your wiki. Tell us.
I'm queer. I'm bisexual and gender fluid. And like for me personally, my personal like queer journey is really deeply tied to Gacha games. One of the first characters that I had like an openly like gay bisexual crush on was Toma from Genshin. And then a couple of years later, when I was like starting to kind of ask myself like what I was gender-wise, it was exactly when Nikke put out their 1-year anniversary and released Red Hood, and I realized like, damn, I want to be like her. And I was like, realize I was gender fluid. Her and Jita from Granblue Fantasy were both my like gender fluid awakenings. And yeah.
That was surprisingly heartfelt, and I don't know how I'm supposed to like talk about react.
And like I said, that's like the queer journey has been very deeply tied to Gacha games. And I feel like the Gacha community, for a lot of reasons, is very closely tied to like incel culture, or like manosphere, or whatever you want to call it. And I think there's definitely been like a push to kind of try and like claim it, for lack of a better term, as like a bastion of like manosphere, Sigma male, like, oh, we like hot women and being a guy and like all that stuff, which Gacha games like very much do appeal to. I think it's a big part of the Gacha formula. And so I guess, I figured I have a YouTube channel. Part of the reason I started making YouTube is because I wanted to do content around like mobile games and Gacha games, because I feel like it's really underrepresented. And so I feel like it's kind of on me then to like, be a part of the queer Gacha community and, kind of make content for that side of the community, which is why I wanted to do this video so much.
To clarify, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with incel culture on its own, nor am I trying to gatekeep anyone from Gacha games. However, I have noticed a push to make queer groups feel unwelcomed within the Gacha and broader anime community, as well as to gaslight that queerness does not exist in Gacha games and anime. Therefore, I wanted to make content that showed that queer people aren't just part of the community, but represented within it. Also, I wanted to clear the unfound rumors that I like feet. I don't, you freaks.
I get a lot of my info about this from you, and so I think it was very exciting, even as someone who consumes a lot of queer media outside of this, to see characters and depictions of people like us who, even with the super grandiose illustrations of people, the spirit of queerness is there and the knowledge of queerness is there, and just to feel seen even when it's someone who is this spectacular make-believe of a character is incredibly important and incredibly formative to queer people, because we create ourselves, we are our makers, and so to see even fictitious depictions of people like us is so imperative to our journey, and to our comfort and to our creation. So thank you for bringing us into your side of that a little bit. This was really, really cool.
I have to say something heartfelt now.
You can just talk about pretty women.
Awesome. There are a lot of hot guys and gals here.
That's true. That is amen to that. Gay people are hot. Brave tweet.
I probably won't do a follow-up, at least not till next Queer Gay Day or month. Fuck.
Queer Gay Day.
Now your audience
December
will
25th.
understand why you keep bringing on gay people to all of your videos.
Yeah.
The only audience you have an access to.
I probably won't do a follow-up unless it's like another one for next year's Gay Month. Mostly because, like I said, I do want to do other content. I feel like I've been putting out a lot of like reaction-style videos just because I really enjoy making them. They're a lot of fun, and I feel like I get to stretch my editing skills a little bit more with them.
Yeah, and it's a good excuse to hang out with you guys.
I like you guys.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could probably make an another video just on lesbian characters alone.
Yes!
Hell yeah.
Not so much
It's
on
just for Scarlet.
others, but yeah.
I love gay people.
I love gay people. Happy Pride, gay people. Happy Pride to the LGBTQIA2S+ community. You're beautiful. You are deserving. And You're sexy. God bless
you.
America. And ladies and gentlemen, start your engines!
I think that's supposed to be the intro.